back to Lock and Reload. So we're going to go ahead and bring a shooting video. I know I haven't done a shooting video in a while, but I've had a lot of parts and accessories on my plate that I had to go ahead and review. So we're going to go ahead and do some accuracy shooting. The weapon of choice, or the firearm of choice, is my semi-stock, semi-factory, semi-modified Ruger 1022. It still carries the factory stock or factory furniture, whatever you want to call it. Still carries the factory tapered barrel, that's straight from Ruger. Still carries the factory Ruger 1022 barrel band. It also carries the factory trigger, the trigger housing, and that's pretty much it. And of course the factory receiver and bolt and charge handle. Now this one does have a fake noise suppressor, can, silencer, whatever you want to call it, made by ProMag. It's on there for aesthetics. There's really no purpose, but I didn't have a front sight and I thought it looked ugly. So I put on a fake suppressor, flashlight, or fake suppressor, sound suppressor, can, whatever you want to call it. Again, this has got a Tasco 3x9. They call it their buck sight. 3x9 by 42 millimeter, I believe. It's either 40 or 42 millimeter. This one's got a Tactical Solutions, a scope rail with Weaver scope rings. Also, this has a Volt Portson magazine release with the Volt Portson auto bolt release for ease of riding your bolt home. And of course, the magazine release is extended. It also has a hammer kit from Power Customs. By the way, all these products are also brought to you by the Bear-Flag-Revolt. So go check out the Bear-Flag-Revolt. They've got a lot of great 1022 parts, and they carry a lot of other parts on top of that as well. So we'll check out the Bear-Flag-Revolt. Anyway, so again, this is semi-factory, semi-modded out, and this is an ongoing project. By the end of the summer, early part of winter, this thing should be a precision shooter. I plan on changing out the barrel. Probably, yeah, I'm changing out the barrel, changing out the stock, and hopefully changing out the trigger housing, stuff like that. So basically this video is on pure accuracy on the factory barrel with a hammer kit, topped off with a not so expensive scope. Can't say it's cheap, but you know, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and put some downrange and see what we can do. We got my Ruger 1022 that is semi-factory and semi-not so factory. We don't get into that because that's what the intro is for. Anyway, we're going to be doing some accuracy testing. Now that I got this thing zeroed in, well, for the most part anyway, I have this 1022 sighted in with Remington's 22 target 22 long rifle. So we have it zeroed in with that. This is going to be a general accuracy test to give you an idea on what kind of accuracy you are going to expect with a factory barrel, with a hammer kit, with a polished bolt, and everything else factory. So let's go ahead and I don't have my second camera with me, so I can't actually adaptate the actual footage of the target being hit. So after each shot, we will, after each string of 10, we'll go ahead and take a walk down range, and you'll come along and we'll see how I did. So go ahead and put some down range. Alright, so this is the first group I put on paper. Bear in mind the wind is moving at 25 to 30 miles an hour, so you are going to get some random fluctuations. And again, this is the Remington 40 grain 22 target, or target 22, I think it's 22 target with a 40 grain lead bullet. So that is the first group. We move over. This is my second group. Again, bear in mind that the wind is between 25 to 30 miles an hour, and we are shooting out at 60 yards. And I'm going to apologize again for the wind. Our next cartridge this year is Remington Yellow Jackets Hollow Point. This is their 22 Yellow Jacket Hollow Point. This is a 33 grain bullet. And this is what they call their hyper velocity. Alright, so our second string of shots were again with 33 grain Remington Yellow Jacket Hollow Point Hyper Velocity. I believe the box stated they're moving at a little over 1,300 feet per second. I'll adaptate that in the video. I could be wrong. Anyways, again, my firearm, my 10-22 is sighted in with Remington 22 target, but that's pretty sporadic actually. That's pretty bad. Then we'll go to the second group. It's very consistently inconsistent. There's not a whole lot. Alright, so we just got done shooting the Remington Yellow Jackets at 33 grains and not very impressed with the results. So our final Remington product, out of again a factory 10-22 barrel, backed up with a Tasco 3x9 buck sight on top of a Tactical Solutions scope rail with Weaver scope mounts. We're going to go ahead and shoot Remington Thunderbolts. These are 40 grain, and their estimated feet per second or velocity is rated at 1,017 feet per second. I don't have a chronograph, so it is what it is. And again, we're shooting at 60 yards, roughly. So let's go ahead and put some Thunderbolts in and put them down range. Alright, so these are the 40 grain Remington Thunderbolts. This is the first 5-shot group. It's a lot more impressive than the last Remington product, which were the Hyper Velocity Yellow Jackets made by Remington. I'm sure if you got it zeroed in with those, I'm sure they would pull decent accuracy, but unfortunately I wasn't too impressed by that. Anyway, this is the first 5-shot group with the Remington Thunderbolts. When it comes to accuracy, I'll take the Thunderbolts over those Yellow Jackets. Alright, we're moving on to the second group. About the same consistency. And again, my Ruger 1022 is zeroed in with Remington 22 target loads. But yeah, that's my... I apologize with all the bugs crawling on my targets, but those bugs are due to box elders in this state. So it looks like a bunch of holes, but actually those are a lot of bugs. Anyway, that's my last 5-shot group with the Remington Thunderbolts. Alright, so now we finished up with the Remington products that we had. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to the 2 Winchester products that we have. The first on the lineup is the Winchester Wildcats. The Winchester Wildcats is in a 22 long rifle at 40 grains at rocking out at 1,255 feet per second on average. At least that's what the box states. So let's go ahead and put some down range and see what they can do. Auto bolt release, courtesy of that's a bolt cord. It works awesome. Let's put some down range. Alright, so this is the first group with the 40 grain Winchester 22 Wildcats and going at 1,255% or 1,255 feet per second according to the box. That's the first group. Second group, a little bit more consistent. Alright, so we are bringing you the second and last Winchester product. We are actually bringing you the Winchester 22 long rifles. This particular 22 long rifle is their tin. That's right, I stated it's a tin bullet. It's a tin, very shallow hollow point actually. And this one's cruising right along 1,650 feet per second. And this one is a 26 grain bullet. And of course, that's just what it states in the box. I don't have a chronograph, so it is what it is. So let's go take some of these tin rounds and put them down range. On a side note, these bolt quartz and mag releases are really nice. You can locate them at the the-bear-flag-revolt. Get in contact with Kenny. He's a great guy, great shipping. It is what it is. Go contact the the-bear-flag-revolt. Get your bolt quartz and extended magazine release. And we are running a 10-shot group, 2 different targets at 60 yards. Alright, so these are the Winchester 22 long rifles. They're their hollow point tin rounds. I highly do not recommend these on a windy day. This is the first 5-shot group. That's the second 5-shot group. They're shooting really high, but due to the fact that it's 25 to 30 mile an hour winds, it's to be expected. And that concludes the accuracy test on the factory barrel with a couple modifications. If you have any questions, concerns, leave them at the bottom. This is Lock and Reload, and as always, I'll catch you later.